I grew up in this generation. I'm not familiar if you're familiar with Columbia House. So it was like 12 tapes for a penny.
Well, penny, of course.
Yeah,
I got the worst ass whooping of my life. What's the best reaction you've gotten from an artist?
Probably being live on 85 South Show when they had Snoop Dogg as a guest. But hearing something like that when he said, man, you sitting on about $1 million, nephew.
Give me your hip-hop record label Mount Rushmore.
Rap a Lot, Death Row.
Your father and a grandfather, so how do you balance everything? How do you shield your family from the negative that may come with all of the hats that you wear?
Prayer, strength. Because I always say this, people want to build with me, but it looks like you just using my bricks. What are you doing for this project? So I'm only going to move forward with people that are going to, provide something. My life is where it is because I started saying yes to a lot of things. I'm naturally an introvert, but I just knew nothing was going to come to me. I had to find it outside.
What's good, people? It's your boy Way More Fly Than You, man. Audio Dope Podcast, Season 3, Episode number 10, I believe, man. And we're trying to end the season on a high note. So I got a very, very, very special guest that pulled up on me. I appreciate your time, man. Introduce yourself, my brother.
Oh, man, it's official now. NuFace was not there, but actually here, man.
Yeah.
Season 3, man.
Absolutely.
Time to make historic. Thank you for the invitation, man, and reaching out to me, man. I appreciate that.
Absolutely, brother. I appreciate your time, man. You Atlanta royalty, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not from Atlanta, but I know a lot about Atlanta culture. And no matter what artist I like, no matter who I listen to, you either was with them or about to be with them. So I'm like, man, let me do my research and see who this NuFace guy is. And then I started digging, and I'm just like, oh yeah, he really the plug. You know what I'm saying? So I really appreciate that, man. You born and raised in Atlanta, right?
No, Detroit.
Detroit,
actually.
Okay.
Rep Atlanta so much, people be like, oh, damn,
Yeah, I never would have thought. Okay.
But Detroit came in 94 when it was Freaknik and never went back.
Never went back. Okay.
But
I heard that story before.
Yeah. So I said, not Freaknik, but I'm here for Clark. So I enrolled and set myself in the Clark Atlanta University and been here ever since.
Nice. Yeah. I'm a rattler. You know what I'm saying? Blood through and through.
HBCU family.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. So
Rashawn Ali, my sister went there. Will Packer. Come on.
He just they just released the video with him and Ludacris. They was at fam. So I just saw that. That was great to see. Yeah,
Ludacris was just at radio like a new artist right in front of the Cardi B with 50 Jeeps playing a new song, Pull Over, like, Shout out to DJ Toon, produced that, man. It's good to see them boys, our generation of artists out here, like new artists, like, they not getting bored. Rick Ross, Tip, Juvenile, Twister.
Love it.
Still doing their shit.
Love it. So when somebody, like, who is NuFace? Like, what do you respond to when somebody say, like, what do you do? Like, who are you?
A fan. Like, really, like, at the end of the day, it's just a fan-based thing. Like, I'm a hip-hop fan. My father took me to my first rap show when I was, like, 6, 7 years old. And that was Beastie Boys, LL Cool J, and Run DMC.
Yeah.
6-year-old kid with Adidas at the time. And when they said, if you got Adidas, take your shoe off, put it in the air. Like, imagine being that 6-year-old kid, but looking in the audience and seeing, like, white, black, old, men, women, Hispanic, all that type of thing. And so, like, ever since then, it was like push the G.I. Joes and the Transformer and the toys in a way. And I just converted everything to, like, Source magazines and Double XL and Vibe and every Murder Dog rap pages and cassettes on Tuesdays, every album dropping out on Tuesdays. And and then was collecting ever since then. And then, like I said, I moved to Atlanta and went to Clark Atlanta University. My very first autograph in Atlanta was, Outkast.
Nice.
Like Elevators, the cassette singles. So, it was just like the access here. When I was in Freaknik, I was seeing people that I seen like on TV. Yeah. Too Short, Crisscross, JD on the 4-wheeler. Like, I'm just like, oh, shit. This is like, like Rico Wade said, it's a black man's heaven.
For sure. Similar to me, at fam, and this around the time we had Atlanta Classic. So I was here maybe the first 5 years when fam would play TSU. Man, we hit the road. You know what I'm saying? In September, and I remember because it always fell around Tip's birthday.
Oh yeah, Libra.
Yep. So it was. I remember coming here. I remember coming one year when Urban Legend dropped. Then a year before that, I think he had it was a mixtape series in the streets.
In the streets.
And then
PSC.
and then we was just always here, man. So I took a liking to Atlanta.
Dope.
Coming here, from Florida. I'm from Miami originally, so
Most don't know that Tip, Jeezy, and Wayne used to celebrate their birthday parties together.
they did. Yep, they did.
You know, about a good 3-4 year run with Hannah Kane putting their birthday parties together, and you go in there and they all celebrating together. That shit was historical,
Absolutely,
bro.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So I got my first segment, man. New Dope is a segment I like to do. Just anything new that you're listening to, that you want to highlight. It could be an album, song. It could be any genre, just music based, really.
Right now I'm on Stove God Cooks.
Oh, okay.
That's a monster. J. Rain, brother out of Alabama. Translee just dropped a project.
I like Trans.
Representing Alabama.
Yeah.
My sister Quisha, ATL Hookah Queen.
Okay.
You know, she been making numbers. You got a song called Arnold Palmer. She repping Atlanta. She's from Florida as well.
Nice. Okay.
So she doing her thing too. That's kind of really in my box. You know, the new Rick Ross just dropped. You know, I've been Minx in Miami. French Montana and Max B. You know, Max B is free, so it's good to see him out here, enjoying freedom and life, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of really what I've been kind of tuned into, besides, podcasts and just, what I usually listen to. But yeah, Stove God is something I've just been like waiting for the project.
Yeah.
I heard there's some stuff going on with, the label, because he was supposed to go on tour with Jay Electronica. I think seen something he got taken off or whatever, and then Damani, my brother, my guy Damani, man, he doing some great things. And lastly, Akeem Ali.
Love him.
He got Textures, the project out. So that's something. He about to go on tour, the Texture Tour.
Yeah. So
we just actually filmed a video shoot day before yesterday. So I'm looking forward to the project and the tour and everything. So that's really what's in my, my headphones these days. Or right now, the Meta.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
On
for
Meta
sure,
now. I can listen to it in the glasses now. Oh, see.
It's all good. I went down to TikTok ran me across Joe Green.
Oh yeah,
Joe Green is nice.
Him and T.O. Green.
Yeah,
calling the Green.
I like Joe Green, man. I like his delivery.
Yeah,
he don't really sound like nobody else. And I just went like TikTok. I just went to every video, and I'm just like, man, this nigga's nice.
No, I love the voice.
For sure.
I just seen him at Bankhead Seafood.
Okay.
Getting some of them hush puppies and them big fish sandwiches,
I'm going to make my way over there. I keep saying Friday is the day to go. So.
Oh, yeah. I mean, hey, anytime they open, the day to go.
For sure.
It's always good. Shoot.
Okay.
You got to see the sandwich, man. Mike got big hands, but they still... He doing like this, so it's like you getting 5 pieces of fish on
one sandwich. That's crazy.
Feed the whole family off a sandwich.
Yeah, I like Joe. And then I've been listening to Buddy out of Compton.
Oh yeah,
on the West Coast. Yeah, he just dropped something I think it was like last 2 weeks.
Okay.
So I've been a big fan of him since, you know what I'm saying, when he did Hook for Nip. So.
Yeah, I'm really West Coast by heart. Like, I was getting, Detroit was getting all kind of music. So from the Midwest to the Miami to, the JT Moneys and the Poison Clans and Luke and Trick Daddy to Early Ross and Trina. But West Coast, I was on the heavy from Richie Rich and, Sibo and Sally Sell, 40, my dog Be Legit.
Yeah.
That whole Paris, like I can go down the list with, Nip, one of my favorites as well. Dre, I just was buying random stuff just to West Coast because I just love the aesthetic of it, the voice, the stories, because I knew I would visit later, but just hearing their stories and how they lived and they vibe and everything. I was buying shit like South Central Cartel.
For sure.
Bloods and Crips. Like, they had an album, Bloods and Crips.
Yeah.
Not everybody in the gang.
Right.
But it was the whole thing back then. So, I was really in my head like a West Coast kid.
For
my last name, Compton. Like a lot of people.
Oh, shit. There you go.
So everybody assume, you from Compton?
Right.
Like, nah, it's just my last name.
Yeah. What would you say, like, where would you say you developed most of, like, your love for hip hop? Was it in Detroit or was it in Atlanta?
I say Detroit.
Okay.
I say Detroit. It just, the passion came from there, but Atlanta evolved and elevated because of the access.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying? So I was already just buying them and thinking I'll never, it wasn't a lot of shows coming to Detroit or celebrity, like, only celebrities I seen do in-stores was Fresh Kid Ike, who was in Two Live Crew. Too Short would come there. BG would come there, but they wouldn't be rapper. Like I knew him like in the street. Like,
Okay,
you know,
gotcha.
like it wasn't no. So that's what I'm saying. I wasn't doing autographs or anything until I came to Atlanta. Like, cause I would see these people, but I just was like, nah, they in their own world, and that's what a lot of people respect about like how I am now. Like, it ain't really always about the autograph. I get it. It's just about timing, and if it's the moment. If it ain't the moment, I'm fine with that. I don't take it personal.
Yeah.
But yeah, it really started, you know, in Detroit because that's where the collection started.
Okay.
And I literally just brought my whole room to my dorm, like literally, because I didn't want nobody to be responsible. You always hear those stories, like I moved to college and I left my stuff there.
Yeah.
My parents got rid of it, or you know, they put it in storage, and something always happened. So I never wanted to put that responsibility on my parents and my family. So I literally brought everything here, and that's all the magazines and stuff. So I definitely say, you know, started in Detroit. I give that to them.
Cool. You're building. So is it a museum that you're building, or it's like, I know you have a collection, but I don't want to minimize it to just a collection because it's a lot of historic items within that. So what's the ultimate goal for it?
Curated museums.
Okay.
Currently, I am doing, you know, exhibits for World Cup. Shout out to Adrian Jefferson, Culture House, Cultural Affairs. We're doing something welcoming World Cup and FIFA. We also got something at the Atlanta airport, at the international side, where I have a Atlanta Falcons jacket that every rapper in Atlanta literally signed.
Okay.
Even Mayor. You know, even like Rico Wade signed that. DJ Unk, Scooter, Rich Homie Quan. Like, so, you know, like that's like a priceless piece.
Absolutely.
You know? So it's for everybody to see right now in the international airport.
That's Terminal F.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Also doing some, you know, I've been doing things with Rock the Bells, cruise, decorating the boat with my collection on there.
Nice.
Usually the people on there. But yeah, that's and then I want to do like the High Museum, like do an exhibit there.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I want to have my own space, you know, where I can have the collection on display and kind of swap it out. Like, you know, I've been featured in Trap Music Museum. Shout out to them. I've been featured in that room and have my stuff on display there. But ultimately, my own museum space where people could come walk around, get tours, buy merch, you know, video shoots, you know, everything. Because what I have, like, you can't really like go buy, you know, at Target or Amazon because it's like priceless stuff. Like you can buy a Nipsey tape, but nobody in the world got one autographed by him. You know what I'm saying? So I have things like it's just one-on-one.
I think it was the first time I probably started really paying close attention to you. You was on 85 South, I believe, and you brought out, it was a whole bunch of magazines, and you put them on the table, and it was just like, they was like, oh, NuFace got everything, and I was just like, damn, how you? And it was stuff that I remember from like my childhood, like Source Magazine, Double XL, King Magazine, like all of these magazines was just, of course, of hip hop culture. But if you was around, I mean, I could go as far as Word Up magazine, like that's my era, you know what I'm saying? And my parents, like old boy and old girl, but my parents was subscribers to Jet Magazine, and Ebony. You know what I'm saying? In Essence Magazine, like we had them all. So
in my college dorm, I had the Beauty Jets of the Week lined up on the wall. I had the things lined up. I had the little Kim Hardcore poster on the wall, the Foxy Brown China doll, for sure. You know, all those them Jet Beauty of the Week, man.
Yeah,
classic.
Man. If you could go back in time and hear one song for the first time again, what song would it be?
Oh man,
any song.
The Formula, DOC,
okay,
Dr. Dre, because it just seemed like so. It wasn't West Coast. It wasn't, you know, he's from Texas, Dallas, but it just seemed like futuristic. Like I just always remember, and I would always play that, rewind it, like back when, you know, tape you rewind. Man, I just had it on repeat every time. But definitely The Formula. Like every time I hear that, and the one that pops in my head is EPMD, Please Listen to My Demo, because it sampled Phazo's Riding High. And I remember being a kid, that was like really my father's like favorite song, like Riding High. So when I heard it and it was rap, but it was that beat, I was like, they snap. And that's really, you know, shout out to Eric Sermon. He was always just sampling music that we kind of grew up as kids and didn't know. Sure. Then you'd read the credits and you'd be like, oh, okay, that's what my uncle or my grandfather or dad was reading. So those two pop in my mind, like those ones right there. Please Listen to My Demo and The Formula.
Okay. Yeah, shame what happened to DOC, but I mean, mastermind in terms of like intellect. You know what I'm saying? And how structured music. Like I've listened to his story a couple of times, and he's one of the artists on the West Coast that, even though he's not from the West Coast, he's from Dallas. You know what I'm saying? But he is one of the architects of West Coast sound. You know what I'm saying?
Same with Corrupt. Like,
absolutely,
he's from Philly,
right?
But reps shit. He more West Coast than, you know what I'm saying. So it's people like that. It was like, where it's not where you from, it's where you at.
Yeah,
because they, like you said, DOC and Corrupt. You think, oh shit, West Coast.
Absolutely.
But they rep for, they can still go back home. I actually did an interview with the DOC with my brother Jerry Clark in Dallas for the Togetherland Fest. So
okay.
I got a chance to sit down with him and interview him. And like you said, brother, intellectual, possibly one of the greatest tragedies in hip hop, in my opinion.
Yeah.
With the exception of Cujo losing his foot in a car accident and that type of thing. But the voice, he had one of the most amazing voices in hip hop, and that album was about to catapult him to one of the biggest artists ever at that time.
Absolutely, yeah. So I want to play a little game. Pause. You a CEO of a record label, right? You start your own record label. You need an artist. I mean, you need a rapper. You need a singer. You need a producer. And you need you need a R&B singer, a rapper, and a producer. Who are you picking?
So for singer, I'm gonna go.
And songwriter. Sorry, that was the fourth.
Okay. So songwriter, I'm going Brian Michael Cox.
Okay.
Singer, I'll go Eric Bellinger.
Nice.
Producer, I'll go DJ Toomp or Bink.
Okay.
And then you say a rapper.
Yep.
I'm going Nipsey.
Ooh.
I'm going Nipsey.
That's a strong lineup.
I'm going Nipsey because Nipsey, what he can do with Bink and Toomp already is, and his voice, and then Eric Bellinger behind him, I'm just thinking of swapping them out, here, that, but with Brian Michael Cox pen is one of the best, and literally he's number 2. It's like JD and him. 2.
Yep, absolutely.
So I'm going my CAU brother Brian Michael Cox with that one.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of people don't give Bink his flowers, and I don't know why, but he is a monster. Well, that's his nickname, the monster.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying?
That might be the reason, but that's my brother, and he has his own reasons for that as well, and I get it too. But he's right, and one I'll share is niggas he'll play their music for him and they don't do the business. And next he'll see their song is on YouTube or on the project, and you're like, damn, I just play. Yeah, you ain't do the business,
right?
There's business with this.
Of course, it's the music business.
Yeah. So and people get tired of that, and then, and they feel taken advantage of, and then they get jaded, and then that's why we don't get the output that we would like from these producers, because it's like, man, just handle the business and it would go good, bro. Yeah. Clearly you was good because they invited you to the studio or sent you the music.
Right.
And build on that relationship rather than just go, come on, and then waste it. Because now it's definitely a good song, but now YouTube, nobody's doing nothing now.
Yeah. We lacking a lot of integrity. Not even just in music, but just in life, period. A lot of people just doing a lot of shit just to do it. Then there's no moral compass behind it. It's no,
facts.
Man, I feel strongly about this no matter who's looking. I truly believe that's one of the things that is missing in today's era.
Yeah.
With every generation. It ain't just with the youngins, it ain't just with the the middle generation or the older people. It's everybody.
Communication.
Yeah, absolutely.
Communication and social skills is really, and problem solving.
Yeah.
Just simple common sense problem solving, I think a lot of people lack. And they fail to realize that sometimes a conversation will prevent the biggest argument or the biggest fallout, sometimes violence ever. Sometimes I have a conversation and I hear them and you really speak to somebody to listen and not just to respond.
Yep.
You realize, oh, that was your perspective. Now, that's not how but that's their truth.
Yeah.
But you never know unless you had that conversation. You're like, oh, you was thinking that the whole time.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of that, even in my whole life. Currently now I'm dealing with things that I say and people take it personal. And I was like, and then they feel away. And then we had this conversation, or we don't. And then it comes out and they're like, now you see, it wasn't about you.
Yeah.
It was not about you, but you took it that way. But a
For
conversation, and I don't do drama, so I'm gonna handle it. Because I always said sometimes when people, what they tell everybody else accept the person they have a problem with. They're looking for attention and not a solution.
Absolutely.
I'm a solution-based person. So if I feel you have a problem with me, or if I have a problem with a person, I go directly to the source. You know what I'm saying? So that's, I feel that's lack right now in the community.
Yeah, 100%. A lot of those skills that you talked about, I'm be honest, I learned in college. You know what I'm saying? And I know we in this era where a lot of people like to down school. Oh, school ain't for everybody, this and that. But it's more than just the piece of paper that you receive there. Like, it's time management, problem solving, critical thinking. You know what I'm saying? Learning how to multitask and balance a schedule, like all of these networking. All of these things I learned in school. You know what I'm saying? Even as far as like reaching out to you, like, it's a lot of people that just wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And out of fear of you may get a no or whatever the case was, but I'm not fearful of things like that, because if you don't ask, you'll never receive anything. You know what I'm saying?
That's how I got on the Rock the Bells cruise. I literally seen they were doing a cruise, and I was like, all right, what should I do, guy? And I was like, I put their logo, I put my logo. I said, please, I need everybody to tag LL Cool J and Rock the Bells cruise. I want to be a part of this. And literally, like, I'm talking about, if there's prayer warriors, I'm talking about they flooded the comments and
sure.
was like, da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
But so I put it in the air, but then I seen like Bun B DM me like, oh, okay, I'll put you in touch with the person. And then
Oh, man, that's beautiful.
somebody from LL was like, all right, LL no, but like tell the people they good. They don't have to keep, tagging the comments. But even every time I look back on it, like Gangsta Boo was saying saying my name. It's like it's people that was in the comments rooting for me that's no longer here. So, but again, to our point, is like I had to put that out there in the world and let the universe know what I want, because a lot of people are afraid to do that. And I've seen that go countless, and I'd rather, like you said, get to know than me wonder what would have happened, or see somebody else get that opportunity that if I just would have only asked.
Yeah. Absolutely. What would you say is the greatest lesson you learned from, like, I know you went to Clark, but just school, period. Like, what's the greatest lesson you learned that you carry still to this day?
Release expectations. Never take anything personal. Like went to concerts with the bag, with memorabilia, cassettes and everything. Went to the show, paid for my ticket, went to the show and waited out back, hoping to get the autograph, and then they'll finally come and I might not get it. They might say no, or security might debo me out the way, and and I just had to take it on the chin. You know what I'm saying? But I enjoyed the show, so I never like that person like, oh, he ain't take a picture with me, man. I'm burning this collection, man. Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? I never was that person. But also that comes with expectations. My expectations was to enjoy the show. Yeah. I got what I wanted. That's why I say everything else to me is kind of extra. Okay. And that's even the relationship with these artists. It's like, once I got the collection, and I love hip hop, I still love hip hop. Everything else is kind of extra, but the shows and being able to attend the shows, now I don't have to pay for the ticket now. Now I'm being invited, or now I got access, through their team or whatever, or I'm part of the show, or I'm the one putting it on the show, that type of thing. So it's like playing the long game. Like I always tell people, I didn't take the elevator, I took the stairs. I wanted to go the long route, because I've seen people kind of, I use the 50 Cent, analogy. Like he came out, did 10 million, but the next one probably a little less, but it did this. Otherwise, it's people like Ross and Jeezy did 1 million 10 times. Yep. But they slowly, do. Slow grind. You combine it 10 years, they sold 10 million. Absolutely. And 50 Cent ain't put out no album, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you can say, to get to 9 is 5 plus 4. I'm gonna say 3 plus 6. Yeah. We still got the 9. Same 9. You did it your way, I did it my way. Yeah. So long as I'm just putting in the work, I'm gonna always be, good with that. So I just don't have expectations, and that's carried me a long way, because I've seen a lot of people lose relationship off entitlement, or just even with me, like, really, you thought you was gonna come in with me, like, you didn't help me get there, you didn't drop me off, you didn't buy the ticket, you didn't ask how I'm getting home, like, you did nothing and want to, like they said, get the benefits of, my relationship with these people. Right. And you don't even know me. Like, half the time these DMs is people that don't even know me, like, ever in life, and I'm looking at the history and I'm like, you've never been to anything of mine. Yep. You ain't checked, like, you know nothing of me, but you want to, get the fruits of my labor and the work that I put in. And I always respond like, how did that play out in your head? You know what I'm saying? I'm big on that. Yeah. Social media, and people have their words with me, and I put it on my stories, and then like, take me out your story. I was like, you said something, and I just reposted it. Like, even if it's negative, like I don't take it personal, but how you scared of what you said?
Right.
Like, what is that's why I say I don't take social media like real. Like, it's not real life. Like, because I really be outside. Like, and I'm just a man like anybody else. I'm not tough, but I'm not gonna be disrespected or talked to. Or if you feel I'm wrong, let me know. And if I'm taking accountability,
talk about it.
Yeah. So that type of thing, that's carried me a long way.
Absolutely. We in this we in a weird time too. Like, it's just everybody seems to be wanting to make a statement or go viral and all of this other bullshit, right? Like, so in an era like this, like, how do you stay motivated? Like, how do you stay grounded? Like, what's some of the things that you practice?
Being genuine. Like, when I call these artists, it's not what they can do for me. Is how are you? How are your family? How are the kids? I heard there's opportunity for a show here. Are you open for to take this booking? Or, I'm going to this screening. Would you like to pull up? Or even like Deontay Kyle from Grits and Eggs. We had at the Michael the Michael screening,
I saw that,
Michael Jackson movie, and I could have Scrappy, and I could have just like went to Killer Mike birthday party myself. But I'm like, this is where I'm about to go, and I know Mike respects you, and I know y'all on the same type of vibe. So come with me, and and I that type of thing. So it's just like being authentic and not going for the viral moment. Like that's what a lot of people respect or say things to me like, I love what NuFace posts, but I respect what he don't post, because it's a lot. I be in places and I can do a little video and put out and it go viral, but that does nothing for me. Like, I'm not here for the people always, even on my page, they be like, oh, clickbait. Like, I don't need clickbait. Clickbait ain't paid for no car note, no Georgia Power, no Verizon bill. So it's no amount of views that that's not me. But that lets you know, like you said, the world, the generation we in. I don't need to do that. Like, I'm a living digital hieroglyphics. Like, this is proof. Like, so if you think that's clickbait, then hey, man, this is history.
Yeah.
But everybody don't see it that way. But to your point, man, and we just in a different generation. But I just go with authentic relationships, and I think that's carried me very far. Like, just talking to the people, being at the shows, sending them content, sending them videos of them, like, because they the artists. Like, a lot of people just want to be, again, enjoy the fruits and be backstage, drink all the liquor, and don't really do nothing. I'll take the picture, I'll go grab the water, or I'll hold your stuff, or I'll go get the car, whatever. Like, it's no job too big or small for me. And I think that's what's, still got me here, is these relationships where I can go in a room and still hold my head up high.
That's what's up. That and that's huge too, because it shows humility in a person, like the point that you just made, like, you're not too big to go get a water or a napkin or whatever the case may be. Like, I think it starts there, and just showing people that you're humble enough to not only be of service but serve too. You know what I'm saying? That's amazing, man. And earlier I heard you say your father and a grandfather, so I'm a father as well. In this space, and I guess we could call it the entertainment space, like, number one, how do you balance everything, all the hats that you wear? And then number two, how do you shield your family from the negative that may come with all of the hats that you wear?
Prayer, strength, solitude. Like, I know people see me everywhere, but there's I have those me days where I just don't do nothing. I'm at the house. Like, it's like today was literally family day, and I'm just seeing like text and instant DM. Like, I just ignored it. Like, it was family. I went with my mom, went shopping for my granddaughter, and spent time with my grandson and granddaughter, and got to, like, it was family. And then when I hop in the car, or now it's work. This. Like, I don't, it's one thing to balance, and it's balance, but I spend my days like focused on the one thing. I'll balance it out through the week, but if it's a me day, if it's a work day, if it's a social media day, like, it's tasks for that. And I have a calendar. Like, I have I go strict by my calendar. I'm kind of OCD, with being organized or being on time, or being accountable for my actions and things like that. And with my family, they pretty much know what I do. They reap the benefits from it. But they focus on their own life. You know what I'm saying? They all You know, my oldest two daughters, they've grown, graduated. You know, I get to spend adult time with them, and and see them be beautiful women. I got one in college and one, coming out of high school, and she's focused, and I'm truly just proud of all of them. Because it's a lot of people my age or just that I grew up that didn't even get to see it this far.
Absolutely.
So I do it for them, and I do it for my, try to remember how I remember my grandfather and my uncles, and try to be that for them. Like, what can I do to make them remember me forever? Like, I remember my uncles and my aunties and cousins, like, it's nothing they can do. Like, that's unconditional. Like, so how can I be that for, my grandkids and my daughters? And so what that is like, when I say something like NuFace was there, I can't be the dude out there not being there for them.
For sure.
Because I tell people all the time, and that goes back to hip hop. Hearing a song like Biological Didn't Bother from Shaquille O'Neal. How his father wasn't there, but he had a sergeant there for him. I have a bonus daughter. You know what I'm saying? And I love her to death. And even after the relationship didn't work, we still close, and we still have moments together like that. You couldn't tell me that's not my baby girl. And I'm cool with her biological father. Like, so I don't do drama, but that's my baby. That's his daughter. So it's like, and we still had a relationship. And so, but it's because I heard songs like that and how much Shaq, appreciated that. Then there's the flip side. It's the song Jay-Z and Beanie Siegel, Daddy, where have you been? Like, you never kicked and pitched at a ball. Like, I never wanted my children to kind of be able to have to say a song about that, or write have that emotion about me not being there for them.
Right.
So it'll be, to your point, it'll be me being at Tree Sound for a Jay Prince book signing, having a party and event, leaving there at 2:00, and then just hopping on the road, driving to Charlotte just to be there for my daughter's graduation and my daughter's, prom, all that stuff, and then driving back to Atlanta, like making that time for them, because there's no excuse. Like, and I see brothers drop the ball on that, and I judge that, so I couldn't imagine, how they would feel, the child. So
absolutely,
I just put them first. Like, I put family first, honestly, and that's really how I do it. And if they make a call, or it's down, cash. Before you had to, work your way up and go in the room and say, "Can I get $20 to your parents?" But now these kids, they can just go and send the cash out request, or just say, "Can you send this?" And I'm like, "Dang, how you doing?" Like, but that's the generation they at, and so that's what I live for, to be able to have it for them. You know what I'm saying? So that's really how I balance it.
Because I heard you say you got here when Freaknik was here. So what was the soundtrack of Freaknik back then?
Oh, Raheem the Dream, most beautiful girl in the world, anything Camp, them DJ Jelly, MC Assault tape, the Hitman Sammy Sam.
Damn.
That's just my baby daddy K-Biz and the Bankhead Bounce, early Yin Yang Twins, DJ Smurf, So Def Bass All Stars, that Play a Poncho. Even like Escape and the Crisscross, like those, and the Outkast, of course, the resurgence of LaFace Records and the Dungeon Family, and being able to see the birth of all that. That was pretty much the soundtrack that I remember from that era.
Yeah,
because I was the one with the video camera. Even from the Hulu documentary Freaknik,
I saw that. That's how much of your footage was? How much of your footage was in the doc?
They paid for a good 12 or 11 minutes, but probably used maybe minute or two collectively through the whole thing.
Yeah.
Maybe my stuff was kind of graphic, but I still got, compensated and credited for it. So that's the goal. But I got tapes for days about, the stuff I seen. So, but that was just a priceless moment, and a timestamp of Atlanta history.
Yeah. I didn't attend, but I definitely heard about it. I mean, I think they tried to create something similar in Daytona.
Yeah.
And it didn't quite pan out.
They used to do Bike Week at Daytona.
Yeah, Bike Week was there, yep. And then when I got old enough to just venture out, it was already over, man. And so that's but when I got to college and I was able to travel, you got a homeboy that got a car, a homegirl that got a car, you just hop in. As long as you got $20 worth of gas, y'all could go anywhere. And that's kind of like when I started opening up my eyes to see if what makes Atlanta in your opinion?
The hospitality, the rich history. Yeah, the ancestors that the the history that we walking into from the King and Hosea Williams and A.F. Herndon, you know, and the first barbershops and the first black-owned, you know, radio stations, that type of thing. So that's what we're walking into. So that's what make it. But when I got here, it was just like, you know, in Detroit, you walking by somebody, you might not say what up. You just in your own world. Here, it's like, hey, shawty, what's going on? How you or where you from? You know, they know we different. You know, so there's a conversation to be had, but it's always been respectful, and you know, people open their doors. But it was also like just the black excellence. When I got, you know, when I seen the cars that we got in Detroit with the Daytons and you know the old schools and everything, it was niggas in the streets, you know, doing stuff in the streets, or you worked at a plant, or you know, nigga went to the army and got that little check and busted down on the rims. But here it was like, I was seeing lawyers or, you know, record execs and doing things that were not illegal and tangible to where like, okay, it was very inspiring to see because it was like they look like us. We only in kind of Detroit. You had to go to the suburbs or kind of just see, you know, our Caucasian allies reap the benefits of, you know, what they were doing and see those nice cars, those Jaguars. So once I got here and seen like our people in Too Shorts with the Cadillac Barretts and, you know, L.A. Reid, you know, and you know, those guys driving around in those nice cars and Raheem the Dream as an independent black-owned record label and putting out, you know, his records and then signing Fabo and Dro. You know, in the early Dream was Raheem the Dream. So he signed that, you know. So it's just seeing that rich history that, like, you want to kind of always, you know, compete with it. It's, you know, friendly competition. Like make our own history. Like, we were just talking about Bankhead Seafood. And I'm telling Mike, like, it's going to be different. It's going to be the different food, a different price, a whole different feel. But it's for our generation. It's for this generation. It's not going to be the same. Like, she didn't have a rooftop on Bankhead. Now we got the only rooftop on Bankhead, and now we celebrating. And you got legends from, you know, Tez Figaro and Killer Mike and T.I. that combine owners, but the people that's pulling up, you know, John Hope Bryan and just Gip. Like, I was just getting him walking down the stairs because it has the lyrics of Soul Food, shouting out to Bankhead Seafood. So I was like, let me get like this. So it's just been so many historic moments there, and for them to take that legacy up from her. And shout out to Miss Ann's Ghetto Burger, which is another black-owned historic landmark out of Atlanta that should be celebrated as well. But it was just like the history that I seen. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming from Motown, so I already kind of had a feel for it, but it wasn't the music that I, you know, gravitated to.
Right.
So when I got here with the history, and then it's hip hop, and now it's like new, and it's Outkast and Goody Mob, and you know, Camp and all that. It's like, oh no, this is like, you know, again, black man's heaven for me.
Of course. I think I would say hip hop is about what, 50 years old, 60 years old,
54 now.
Yeah. So we have five different decades or eras. What would you say the era that defines you the most?
That. Again, like I said, I'm a West Coast head, so that whole gangster rap, you know, from the Ice-T's, the NWA, the NWA split, and then it's Ice Cube solo, it's the MC Ren solo, it's the DOC, it's Dre going solo and introducing Snoop, like that whole, you know, that moment right there. Probably second to that is just the introduction of you know, coming out of DMX and going into Kanye West, like just that whole dichotomy, you know, from, you know, gritty, grimy streets, tank tops and chains and bandanas to, you know, pastel colors and polo tees and backpack rap and soulful rap. You know what I'm saying? Those are kind of the ones that stand out to me the most. And then really, if you look at my collection, it's half, you know, West Coast. Another era that steps out is that, you know, again, Southern entrepreneurs, so like Jay Prince of Rap A Lot, Tony Draper of Suave House Records. They're independent, No Limit with you know, Master P. I bought, like, literally every time they joke when it's a No Limit event, I'm bringing every No Limit tape from the Fiend, the Mac, the Mia, the Mystical, the C-Murd, like even the Stadium, all the people that y'all wasn't even on. Like I was buying them, the Mean Greens and the Magic, and you know what I'm saying? So those are the ones pretty much stand out to me as the inspirational ones. And now we have them now, like your TDEs and what Yo Gotti is doing, and you know, and even West Side Gun with, you know, with his label and everything like that, and Benny the Butcher. So we're starting to see that again, but I just want to kind of see more of it as well. You know, Nipsey was going in that direction as well with the marathon. But those are the ones that really stand out to me the most. Gangster rap era.
That's what's up, man.
Mhm.
You got a wealth of knowledge, man. I don't know how you retain it all.
It surprises me sometimes. Like, cause everybody trivia. Like I shout out to Brandon and BP do say they got facts only trivia. Maurice Garland, they got facts only trivia. They celebrating a decade in. And I was there when they started, but it was like always funny. I would always win so much that they was like, "Oh, we got to retire NuFace." Like, and people would even wonder, like, is he cheating? And
Yeah.
and sometimes I was surprised myself with just like, you just never know, until you put on the spot. But it's like I would always win. Shout out to the other guys, Christopher Daniel, Sean Farry, and all the other winners as well. But it got to a point to most recently, I actually hosted one. Like, let me just start again adding value to what y'all got going, and I'll host one because I can't, people let other people get a chance, and I want to, and even student of the game. I don't know if you're familiar with that platform at Gangsta Grills, and over there at Generation Now with Willie Dro, they got a podcast where they just ask questions at a desk. And I got the highest score on that too. I've yet to see somebody beat it. I got a 9 out of 10, so nobody beat that. So again, I'm shocked as well. Like and I read a lot. Like I'm addicted to literature. I don't just collect music. I honestly collect books. I don't call it collecting, but I have a huge library, and I actually read it. And shout out to the rap books. I was just at DBS Sound, and there's so many rap books out. Like Gucci got 2, Ross about to drop another, and 2 Chainz, A Voice in My Head. Is God, and the Scarface and the Pimp C's and the J Prince. CeeLo got an autobiography, so it's a joy to see them become best-selling authors. Charlamagne the God as an author, so it's great to see them in that evolved state.
Give me your hip hop record label Mount Rushmore.
Okay, I'm going like again, bro, Rap a Lot.
Okay.
Death Row. Rockefeller.
Got to.
And Death Row, Rockefeller, and then somebody from the South. I'd probably say No Limit.
Yeah.
I'd probably say No Limit. Because I'm a fan of Cash Money, and I bought everything, but like nigga P had me in the chokehold. I was at the tape store every Tuesday.
He did.
He was dropping maybe 2 artists a week, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that had me in a chokehold. Like, and they wasn't, double. Sometimes I remember West Coast Bad Boys was a double album, and Down South Hustling was a double tape. I remember tapes, and them $20 a pop.
Yeah.
So those definitely my Rushmores.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Rockefeller. Death Row. I'm gonna go Def Jam. Well, that's can you count Def Jam though?
Yeah. Shit.
Def Jam.
Everybody wanted to go on.
Everybody was on Def Jam. Def Jam. And then I gotta go Cash Money for the simple fact that I hella respect for what P did in the South. I think when Slim and Baby hit the scene, how they transformed and took the formula that a J Prince laid out and a Master P laid out and a Tony Draper that laid out, and then they catapulted to what we see today. You know what I'm saying, with the Drakes, the Nickies, the Waynes, and all of these different people. So I would have to go those 4 for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. Man.
One thing I always do, because I have daughters, and I just flip it on you. So, what would be your, Rushmore female artist?
Let me tell you something. That's in my head. That's the question I was gonna ask you, but I said let me go record labels first. Okay, cool. No, I like that challenge. The Brat first and foremost. I've always been a Brat fan. I'm gonna go Brat. I'm gonna go Eve.
Okay.
Missy Elliott. Lil' Kim.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got my first 2 gonna be Mia X, Gangsta Boo.
Okay.
Mia X, Gangsta Boo. Then I'll go probably Missy Elliott, and then I go Brat. First one to go platinum.
First one to go platinum. Like
selling it. I literally bought her a record today, because I was gonna get an opportunity to meet her again.
Okay.
I think she's doing 85 South show.
Nice.
But she was at the parade, the 404-day parade, and I pulled out the Functified tape. She signed 2 of the things, CDs, but nah, she's a GOAT. Chicago, female Snoop, you know, in my
course.
opinion. Like,
Yep.
you know, but the style.
That's
the
what they was calling
charisma,
her too.
Baggy air, the look and everything. I mean, come on, she was rapping that shit, man.
Yeah. What's probably the greatest like response you got to somebody? Like I picture you to be like and no disrespect, but like a hip hop Nardwuar.
Yeah, I get that.
Okay, you get that a lot. Okay, yeah.
But
like,
they'll say black Nardwuar.
Yeah. But like, what's the best reaction you've gotten from an artist?
Probably being live on 85 South show when they had Snoop Dogg as a guest, and
That's what. Okay.
they allowed me to bring the stuff out for him, and he was just like, everything that he said was just like confirmation, affirmation, things from like, that's the shit I like to sign, and I want to sign that, and where you get that from?
Yeah.
And looking at his family, like, man, that buddy got that, and he got the Fiend and the DJ Pooh and Lil Half Dead, but hearing something like that when he said, man, you sitting on about $1 million, nephew, like, and then same thing with Birdman was saying, or those really like, and then most recently Chris Webber.
Okay.
I was able to meet him, and I had every basketball card, 3 jerseys, all the Slam magazines. He was on the Source Sports, you know. So I packed my bags with all those. But to really like the Snoop, just because it was on that 85 South platform, and they got a big, huge following.
Yep.
But just that moment, because that's one of those artists where I did bring stuff to the shows and never got my moment. But for it to, like, I get that moment at that time years later to where, like, imagine if I just felt the way and like, man, you know, oh, Snoop a hater. He ain't signed this years ago. But no, when it was time, it was time. You know, shout out to Carlos for always, you know, allowing me on that platform, inviting me on it, and the whole team over there for just, you know, like even DC Young Fly got up and was like, I ain't never seen NuFace bring this much shit. Like, come on, man. Like I had everything out for Snoop because I waited years.
Of course.
I waited years.
It's a lot of history with him too. Like you talking what, 3 record labels? Yeah, 3 record labels. I mean,
you think the Vibe, because I had that Vibe magazine, you know, the infamous Death Row one, and I had rap books that he was in.
Man.
Come on, I had the Snoop Dogg dollars. I had the Doggy Style, the porno. Like he was, I had the porno, man. Come on, they ain't got nobody gonna find that. So for him to sign that was really like the most.
What was your first piece that you ever collected when you said, all right, I got this, but I'm going to just, do you remember what your first piece was?
Buying, no, you talking about music now, right?
Well, just when you're...
No, when you said first piece, I'm like, you talking about music.
Oh, got you.
Talking about music, right? Nah.
Yes.
But music without the autograph?
Just when the moment that you said, all right, I'm going to start collecting, what was the first kind of piece you collected?
White tape. So I'm going Beastie Boys, License to Ill, and Salt and Pepper, Assault with a Deadly Pepper. And Biz Markie, probably the first ones. But I grew up in this generation. I'm not if you're familiar with Columbia House.
Yeah.
So it was like 12 tapes for a penny.
Well, penny, of course.
Yeah,
I got the worst ass whooping of my life ordering Columbia House, man. And I'm going to tell you, that's so funny. I'm going to tell you the CDs that I ordered. So I had...
CDs, it was 6 for... something.
Correct.
Right? Yeah.
I had Ja Rule, Veni Vidi Vici.
Oh, okay.
I had Ray J album, but the one that had Wait a Minute on it. I had it was Outkast, Think on You.
That's 96 time.
Yeah, I had it was what else? I'm trying to think. Shine.
Okay.
When Shine first album.
Boys, Bad Boy.
Yep. And it was one more I'm missing. I can't remember. It was an Eminem. I want to say it might have been Eminem. Marshall Mathers LP. Yeah.
Man.
But man, my mama beat my ass.
And this is how I would do it. Once I figured it out and it worked, I was doing multiple aliases.
Oh man.
Same address. Who is Leroy Jones? Like I would keep it the initial so I know what I mean. Like who is David Kent? Like I racked them up. Then they start sending this shit. Then they'll just, because it's something you had to tell them you didn't want it. So I was getting them sending me Kenny Rogers. Like if you don't tell them, don't send it. You're part of the collect. You're part of the membership. So you get tapes you ain't want if you wasn't on it. But I was just getting them first 12 tapes, doing it again, boy. And then when it got to DVDs and VHS, oh my God. that's half of my collection. Real talk.
Dang.
Statute of limitations over.
Right.
But hey, man, Columbia House. I don't know where you at now, but hey,
They might have been. They got to be bankrupt by now.
Bruh, they gotta be, cause ain't no way, boy. I was killing them. Alias after alias, getting tapes after tapes.
That
boy.
just don't seem like a good business model, though.
No, That's why Netflix is winning.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you see Redbox ain't around. You remember when we used to have to go to,
Absolutely.
and even before that, Blockbuster
Yep.
shit. I wasn't even turning in. I got a couple Blockbuster tapes. Like literally got the Blockbuster sticker on it. Like I just was like, I moved, so it was like I wasn't mailing it to them.
Right.
So and then wasn't no credit card back. So who you gonna charge?
No,
you know what I'm saying?
it wasn't.
So hey,
it sure was. It was cash.
but I can't wait to blow up and they be like, you hold Blockbuster $1.2 million.
Oh, what? In your opinion, what do you think? Well, first and foremost, does Atlanta still have a hip hop sound? If they do, then what is it?
Right now, it's in that fertilization stage, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's in the experimental stage. Like it's trying a whole bunch of other sounds, you know. So I would say we've lost that Atlanta sound that we've grown accustomed to, but it is another generation to take over. So, you know, I wouldn't have seen myself listen to the things that I listen to now 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But, you know what I'm saying? I evolve. I don't want to, I refuse to be the old head like, man, what is this? You know, even though it is some stuff I don't like, I just find what I do like. But it's still new, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I got children, so they put me on the music. Like, I would have never listened to like Lotto, or knew who YK Niece was without, you know, my daughter's a Bunna B. I would have never listened to their music. I took my daughter to a Lotto show, because she was a fan.
Yeah.
But during that show, Gunna was like a new artist at the time, and that's where me becoming a fan of him, you know. But like I said, 10 years ago, I didn't think I would probably be listening to that type of music. But that last one, 101, that was a shit, man.
That's a great album.
And then even the tour he just did, man.
I went. It's a great tour.
He had the monster on the stage.
Yeah.
They singing word for word. And he did a track, a 5K like before the show. Like it was just like the rollout and the whole program and everything, man.
Yeah.
And just seemed like fresh out of jail. I don't get into politics of that street shit. I'm only music. So to see a black man get out of jail, find his success, find his footing and be successful at it and still win, hey, kudos and my hat's off to it. But
globally successful too.
Exactly, man. Yeah. Tours were all over. So I'm gonna always clap for, you know, black excellence and freedom and success.
That's what's up, man. If you had to leave my listeners with one piece of advice, what would it be?
Read the 4 Agreements. Read the 4 Agreements. Read a book called Who Moved My Cheese.
Yep.
Read a book called The Ego is the Enemy. And read something that, you know, that I'm just mantra of is a book called Year of Yes by Shonda Rhimes. It's a book where she, you know, Shonda Rhimes, a TV producer, put out Scandal.
Sorry.
Scandal, Grey's Anatomy, and those films, so TV shows, but it speaks about her saying yes to a lot of things that in the past she would have said no to.
Yeah.
But how her life kind of blossomed and you know, she won by saying yes to a lot of things. Even me being here, like you said, you took a step to do that. And that was a new thing that I tried because I was like, man, I'm being invited to so many things. Like, let me just put a price on it. And so kudos to you to even investing in that but it made me do more podcasts because it's not just you, but I'm like, man, I gotta not be compensated, but if you value what you're doing and you value me, show me
100.
And you know, so kudos for you for that. But it's just like I wanna see the value that I know I'm valuable, but if I can help add value to somebody else's platform, prove it and let's, you know, prove it together.
Yeah.
But I had to say yes to that. You know what I'm saying? I get multiple DMs like, can I be on your show? And I don't want to go through the semantics of what's your numbers or what's the who else been on your show or what you like. I don't care. Like you got a platform because this can be the next big thing tomorrow. Not because of me, but because of who you or just whatever. But that's why I went because I know that's how history works. Like Fat Freddy walking in a dungeon years ago on Yo MTV Raps, and now look at Outkast in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
100%.
Like you never know. So I'm always, again, that's why I say, you know, back to your question, read the Year of Yes. And you'll understand why, like, my life is where it is because I started saying yes to a lot of things. I'm naturally an introvert. Like I'm cool at home, honestly. Like I'm cool at home. But I just knew nothing was gonna come to me. I had to find it outside. I had to be outside, and every time I go outside, something happens. It's like that's why I was supposed to be there.
Yeah.
And then that's when I can move to the next event because people like, hey, that nigga be in 5 events in one night.
Right.
But once I go somewhere, you know, if I'm there to support my friends, but once the universe showed me like, or I meet somebody like, let's do this tomorrow. But it's always about like, because again, everybody say let's build, but is this just talk? Like I need action. Like when you send the ad, like that's action. I don't need when and just tell me when to show up. I don't need to know no semantic or location of the concept or when I'm showing up because that's all I know how to
location.
do. Yeah, that's my currency is showing up. So that's all I'm gonna do. And now what happens when I get there? I'm gonna be my best self. But I just need to know where I need to show up at.
For sure.
So that's what I leave them for, and just read, man, and show love to everybody, man. Yeah. Show love to, you know, people that here with you, because I see a lot of people, you know, as soon as somebody passed, you know, the usual, they post them, and you have so much love, and you got all the text messages, but reach out to that person that's alive today, that friend today, that you appreciate that have done things for you, and call somebody without asking something. You know, call a friend and ask them how they doing, and then, you know, hang up. Like you'll be surprised at, you know, the impact that has on something. Because I go through that. I call it a relationship Rolodex, and I go through my phone and I actually look like, all right, every time this person texts me, you ask me something. Now I don't mean I'm about to ask you something, but I just gotta make a note. Like, man, this because I treat a relationship should be like a bank. Like it should be a 2-way street. Because I always say this, people want to build with me, but it looks like you just using my bricks. Like, what are you doing for this project? So I'm only going to move forward with people that are going to, you know, provide something where we both win and be beneficial. Because I'm going to show up regardless. So that's what I got for me.
That's what up. Are you going to I know the Black Effect podcast.
Grits and Eggs gonna be there. Drink Champ's gonna be there. I think Charlamagne just invited Joe Budden. Whole team there. So I'm looking forward to seeing. You know, I've always attended. I'm a big fan of what they got going on. I'm definitely be there. Birthday bash coming up.
True.
Chris Brown and Usher, they just announced, you know, Currency is tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. So I'm going to see Currency. Like,
where is
show season? Center Stage.
That's the one you got to stand up?
West Peach, unless you go up here. And, Yeah.
Damn, Spitter is on Thursday?
Yeah. 24th, whatever the 24th is.
Oh, man, I might gotta go. I didn't even, I don't know how I missed that. I've been to every other show that he's came. He was last time he was here. He was at Center Stage
with JD. For their project. I was there too, right on stage with Kia Shine and JD.
Okay. Well, I got me something to do Thursday.
It's show season, man. It's show season. Go broke or go home, man.
For sure.
And go Hawks, man. Shit. Who you got going? Who you got winning the series, or who you got winning the series, and who you got winning the whole thing? I'm
a root for the Hawks. It looked like, I mean, they pulled it off last night. So I got Hawks in 6, but what SGA and them boys doing over on the West Coast, man. I literally watched. I went to I took my son to Emilio's in Midtown, a little Mexican spot. So we ended up watching the game. And I'm just like, bro, they do everything good. They do everything. They pass the ball good. They team defend good. They close out good. They rebound good. They communicate good. It's just like,
it remind me of the not the bad boy Pistons, but the second Pistons, like the whole team ball. Like you said, they all play
you talking about with Rashid and all them,
Chauncey Billups and Ben Wallace and Tayshaun Prince, and
So that's team. So but definitely I think I got SGA them winning the whole thing again, man.
Over how far with Anthony Edwards.
I love Ant.
He doing that.
I love
Shout
Ant.
out to Soul Play, man. They blessed me with these. This is the Anthony Edwards Atlanta 4-day edition Adidas he got. So
in Decatur. Love them.
Decatur.
Love them, man. Shout out to them.
They just dropped the 2 Adidas for 4-day shoe. I was behind the marketing for that. The release drop. They had the runner shoe, and then they had the shell toe that celebrated the 30th anniversary of the Olympics. Atlanta Olympics. So we had an event.
It is 96.
We had Space God, Shanti Dawes, and the new OGs and the younger guys. Pastor Troy was on the panel, and I held a panel in the event space there, and it went really well, man.
That's what's up.
Sold some shoes and made some memories, man. So it was an honor to be a part of that.
That's great, man. This was amazing, man. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for pulling up, man. This is the conclusion of season 3 for the Audio Dope podcast. My brother NuFace here, man. Way more fly than you, man. Thank y'all so much for listening.
Way to end with a bang, man.
Absolutely, man.
Respect, champ.
Thank you, man.
Already.
Thank you.